Argentina just elected a Bitcoin-friendly president. He better have a professional brake checker on his payroll every morning. Bitcoin, crypto, morning tea. Hey. Good morning, everybody. My name's pianomattyb. That is Karamochis. And this is your morning TA. A brief glimpse into the crypto markets where the sun's shining, where the winds blow. All the humble opinion of this piano. Zamboni bringing that. The FOMO index has inched up to Siggity 9. From yesterday's Siggity 6, Bitcoin dominance is 51.2%. 24-hour volume is 42 billion. The overall market cap is 1.42 trillion. Give or take 100 million. Well, as Bitcoin enjoyed its weekend slumber, mincing words and sawing Z's, it briefly woke up last night after the Argentinian election to throw in a quick pump, picking out at 37.5, followed by a quicker rejection, and has fluttered down to a time of production, 37.2, placing us above all three moving averages and up and outside our ascending channel. We could even draw in this symmetrical triangle, as we are respecting its resistance level. Breakout points are at 37.3, which is also the 23.6% fib. Breakdowns would be at 36.7, which is also the 50% fib. So there's some nice confluence on both of those points. Now over on the ding dong, we managed to close both weekend candles above and inside our ascending triangle, and we did finger tap resistance up at 37.5. Now it's the humble opinion of this piano. Until we break up and out of 37.5, we'll likely spin the week inside this triangle, which is a bullish accumulation zone. A breach and candle close below 36.7, which is also this chart's 50% fib would likely increase. The probabilities of a retest of the support line way down at 34.1. Quick look at the Wookiee. See, as we managed to close the candle green, which is our fifth green candle in a row, and tell me we're in a bull market without telling me, and I'll show you 5 candles in a row. A feat we haven't seen since way back in July 2021, where we witnessed a 65% gain. And if we close this candle green this week, which would mean staying above 37.1-ish, that would be a 6th green candle in a row, which we haven't seen since way back in October 2020, where we saw a 75% gain. So far, we're at 5 green candles in a row and a 38% gain. Matching those pumps of yesteryear's green candle runs would put us up at around 45K by week's end. Not crazy, but it would be a 20% candle from here. But we are in the back end of the most bullish month historically for Bitcoin, so my friends, anything is possible, even a 20% candle from here. And would you look at that, my friends? The sun's up. It's another beautiful day here on planet Earth, a day none of us are guaranteed. We're not guaranteed these days, yet we're lucky enough to have them anyway. So get out there and knock them dead. And remember, We're playing the same game as our psychopathic elected leads. That's right, it's the long game. So zoom out and have a fantastic day. And we'll be going live right away, so grab yourself a coffee, join me for a quick one, and please sing it with me now. I'll run the banks of boom to spank, Bitcoin, crypto, morning tea. Hey, whoa, ching. Another beautiful day here on planet Earth, a day none of us are guaranteed. Isn't that right, Fibonacci balls? Yet we're lucky enough to have anyways. Yes, it seems like that dastardly little cold that Duke was walking around with last week finally manifested itself. And I like, it's weird because I tend to think as a singer, you kind of have an inner relationship with your voice box and your illnesses, and you almost know, okay, well, listen, just I'll do these gigs on the weekend, and then once it's done, then we'll play this out and we'll get it going. And sure enough, I was just holding on to that Saturday night gig. Like the thing about singing when you're ill, so to speak, is that it's like skateboarding without grip tape. When you have grip tape, you can tic-tac and pull it all around, but when the grip tape starts to get dull, you slip off and you can't really carve into those notes or those movements on the skateboard, so you can't carve into the notes when your vocal duct tape is worn off, so to speak. Bruce Maya, this means an appearance by Nana. That's right. Yeah, she generally comes in this background. She likes to come in. 45K? Wow. It is crazy. That's just historically where these 6 candle pumps have been. Now to see 6 candles in a row this week, let's not get ahead of ourselves. pianomattyb here. Let's just do some quick headlines here. Bitcoin up 2%, ETH up 4%, Sol sitting there at 0%. Major start the week strong. Bitcoin dominance falls. Well, it's up since yesterday. That's right, 125 likes. We'll get Duck up here to sing out some shout-out musical offerings. Pro-crypto Malay wins Argentina election. And, here's the thing about that. I didn't think he would, because I believe we live in the illusion of democracy where there are characters that come up that are like you and I, or who believe, well, no, things can happen. You can change things through this democratic process. I don't really, there's Nanny. I don't really believe that anymore. I feel the whole system's kind of corrupt and falling apart. And they have little fail safes to prevent people with crazy ideas like freedom, free market capitalism, those wild ideas, from getting to where they need to be. So I was rather surprised that it happened. And I noticed yesterday because he was alive, I have that video I made where I did the voiceover for him so everyone could kind of get what he's talking about. That jumped 1,000 views in 12 hours, and it was kind of just sitting there. So if you haven't seen it, it's in my on my page somewhere. It's about 20 minutes. You see what he's all about in English to the vocal stylings of pianomattyb. Altman joins Microsoft. OpenAI gets new CEO. So there's something weird there. Something weird going on there. Because I remember the day he was ousted, there was a lot of talks about his sister and, him allegedly somehow abusing her and whatnot. And that was the day's narrative. And then it disappeared. And now he joins Microsoft. And so there's something there. And while he does that, Microsoft shares rise 3% pre-market. Biden approval rating hits new low. Is that a surprise? Does he? I was just about to say, does anybody like Biden? But I'm the same here up in Canada. I always say, does anyone like Trudeau? And much to my surprise, there's a lot of people that like Trudeau. So there's probably a lot of people that like Biden, which goes back to the illusion of democracy. Is there real people that like he's a dead body walking? I don't understand it. 70% of Bitcoin has been dormant for the past year. That's why it's hard. It's hard to really get past that selling wall, right? We're not seeing those big dumps because there's just people not in the market. They're like, well, you can dump whatever you can. You know, I'm not gonna sell mine because of your dump. And so the Misco says, I agree with you, pianomattyb. If voting mattered, they wouldn't let us do it. Yeah, see, it's such a negative type of attitude, Misco, that I share that attitude too. And I wish it wasn't, but until some things really change, I just got to go with that because it seems like it's just an illusion, you know, a couple parties. Why is there just two parties and everything else is a joke? You know, like if you're not in one of the two parties, you're just a joke, right? Why is that? You have to be a gazillionaire to even run. Sneaky Pete vaporizers. Whoa, that's a bullish whistle. And I didn't do any warming up on that one. Room temperature IQ citizens. Yeah, well, what can you say? I mean, it's the Gen Pop. That's why we are so early. Oh, look, we're having a little dump as we speak. I think we just went to what we were talking about. Let's quick 7%. I'll get back to that anyway. Let's take a look at these charts while we're dumping. There's Das Peach. Look at that. Here, I'm going to make this a little bigger for y'all. There we go. Come on. Move with me, Binance. So look at that. We said that we briefly got up and over, right? Got rejected. And then immediately came down, retested support of this symmetrical triangle, which is also 50% fib, and bounced off the 20 and the 50. So, yeah. I mean, if you didn't know anything about charts, which a lot of people don't, majority of people don't, if you just kind of watch where it goes, especially in my videos, I try to make it as simple as possible, how it's just going from support and resistance. Then you have like this triangle just acts within it. And then the moving averages and correlated, of course, with Uncle Fibonacci. Good morning, Storm Chasing video. Look at that wick though. So it got 8 up. I can't believe it already went down to, what is that? That was 36.6 underneath the 50% or the 50% fib. Then it just got kind of bought up. You might ask yourself that who is doing this selling? Who would even sell their Bitcoin? And the answer is, let's see if we can get a Matty McConaughey to pump these likes for Duck Duck. The answer is just robot quant bots. I mean, they buy and sell with the algorithm. If this, then that. If that, then this. That's why we have these little moves. You don't see it's hard to come up against that sell wall of people that are just like this. Go ahead. Mine's off the exchange anyway. So yeah, I mean, you can do whatever you want. That's the majority of Bitcoin holders. 70% plus. I would argue it's more than that. So you just see robot. I think they're just trading against themselves at this point because there's such little liquidity as far as retail traders coming in. Oh my God, it's Monday morning. It's dumping. I gotta sell at this wick. You know, these are just robot wicks, robot quant buys and sells. So at the end of the day, we are still. Whoa, Das Peach, where'd you go? Oh, I accidentally minimized you. I hate to minimize your efforts, Das Peach. We can get here a little bit bigger. Good morning, BCL, pianomattyb OG from Alberts. So we are still effectively in this symmetrical triangle, a triangle of absolute neutrality. It cares not for bulls nor bears, just functions within, and we will eventually get the squeeze up or out. Well, look at that, we got it pushing down a bit again. When I was looking at this, some people say, who is this guy who runs across here? That's Tom Jones, but he kind of looks like Javier Milei now that I look at him. Will Bird, if you're there, can you send me a higher res picture of yourself? It's just a little bit too small, so I can't really pull it out without it getting. It's just I don't think I could do it with that type of just a bigger picture, higher res. Always. There's more to work with a high res photo. And this is the noisy little so-and-so, a 4-hour chart. Let's see where we are at the ding-dong. So we are mad respect to our ascending triangle's resistance right here. Yeah, what we don't want to see is this candle close beneath. Oh, snap. That would be the Siggity 1.8% fib, exactly at 36.5. So if we close this candle at 36.5, it will be, and sing it with me now, a bearish engulfing candle, which is a signal that there's more bearish pressure to come. So if we were to see that, that would almost be closing the candle outside of this triangle, which I said in the video, we don't want to see that because that would increase the probabilities of us. Let me get this marker here. You going to work with me here, Binance? You little so-and-so. That would increase. Now, as I was just putting in this marker, I'm like, oh, remember last week when I put on these markers, it all came true. And I kept on showing every day. Last week was a lot of almost every day. And I could have done Friday again, but it's just, I don't want to, beat a dead horse. A lot of the videos started off, but we talked about this and we showed the thing. So it was a very easy week to trade. And it all basically came back up. But when I'm just doing this, putting this marker, and I'm like, are we going to see this tomorrow? We're going to see this play out? Hopefully not. I'm going to keep it in there just in case. Is that forming a head and shoulders pattern? Well, not yet. Chris Fabonio. In order for it to, what is going on here? I got something. There's something in you can't see it, but I'm scared. Oh, there, I can move it. Okay. How this would make the quintessential head and shoulders pattern. I think we went over this last week, we did sometime last week, the week before, is to see there's the shoulder, there's the head, and then if we were to build out here, then we drop down below 34.1. But this would take a long time. This would be way into December because this is the ding dong, right? So it would take a couple days. I mean, sorry, Das Beach just sitting there doing nothing. If we saw one of these candles, that could quickly take us down to here. But in order for that to be a legit head and shoulders pattern, it would have to bang around here, and that would take us into December. Morning, Terry Crow, pianomattyb, OG. Sarah Sessman, 6 a.m. in California today. Will Bird, if you just tuned in, I was just saying, can you send me a higher res photo? I can't work with that one because I have to cut you out and whatnot. Will Bird's going to be pumping the likes like Matthew McConaughey. Just put Will Bird's head on it right there. That'll be Will Bird's head down there. And if anyone else is interested in pumping the likes, I can add you to this little guy down here to help us pump the lights. We're at 73. We're 50 away from Duke coming and singing you guys out. That's quite substantial at 20 after. Dave Digital, what are the odds? Give me the odds of getting 50 likes by the time this stream's over so Duck can come back up. But look at this. We wick down right to our triangle support. And I know there's some people on the feed that aren't active Bitcoiners, they just watch the videos, they watch the piano. It must be interesting for them to see, not knowing, much, not having a background on charts, to see how it all just kind of follows these rules. You know what I mean? Like, look at that. I just wick down to, we were all here last week. These candles weren't here. we drew this symmetric or this ascending triangle, and it basically just follows and respects these lines. So it must be interesting for someone who doesn't have the experience that some of us do. So Christopher, pianomattyb OG, likes the quality of this boutique community. His Layrex, what software do you use for those characters? Well, so what I'll do is I'll take Will's face and I will cut it out in Photoshop. The AI does it. I used to do, when I started making these videos, if you can believe it, in the BitBoy days, I used to have to sit there with the little marquee tool, click, 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 and go around everyone's head. And I was making videos while doing that. I don't know how I had the time. And then Photoshop 23 came out or something, 22, and it had AI which would cut it out. So that's why I can make the videos and have more. Strangely enough, I don't use as much PNG files that they're called with the clear backgrounds anymore. Anyway, back to how I would do it is I would take Will Bird's head, cut it out, put it back into my phone. I have this app called Face Dance where you put it in and I usually look for laugh and click in, put his face in, and then it'll move his face to make him laugh. And then I will export that back into my computer. And then I will put it onto DaVinci. DaVinci is, I switched from, what is it called? Adobe Premiere. I almost forgot. I was on Premiere for years, and I switched to DaVinci. And there are some things I don't like about DaVinci, like Fusion. Not a big keyframe by keyframe fish. Yeah, no thanks. Well, kind of. I'll keyframe Will's head or whoever sends me their head as well to kind of move in the same direction as Matthew McConaughey's. That will be keyframe by keyframe, but not like actual keyframe per 24 frame or whatever. I switched to DaVinci, and that's where I do all my editing. And that's how I make these videos. It's a lot. There's some things I like about Premiere, and sometimes I still think I'll go back to Premiere because there are some things that I loathe about DaVinci. One is Fusion. And if you are a hardcore DaVinci aficionado, you're probably saying, pianomattyb, you don't know Fusion? What kind of editor are you doing? I don't have the time to learn the way it's done in Premiere. I can do, it's so fast that one of the reasons I don't have all those a lot of more of the fancy things that I used to have flying around is I don't think it's generally necessary, but two, I don't know how to do it in DaVinci. It would take too long because it's just not. You got to go into. It's basically. I'm not even going to get into it. Bruce, what do you do with Fusion? Fusion is basically the effects panel of the. You can go deep into the effects. So if you wanted to throw, mask things, you do masking in Fusion, but it's really hard because you can't see everything. And I know there's probably I've searched for fixes. Like I've spent, I only got about a half an hour a day to do what I call R&D on editing. If I really need to do something, I'll go deep into it, and I'll only give myself an hour, and I can't find it. How to mask properly with layers on DaVinci. Just can't do it. So let's quickly take a look at the Wookiee here. You're welcome, his Layrex. I recommend switching to DaVinci for any. When I say noob, I mean I'm essentially a noob too. I just make these YouTube videos with it. I may know 1 to 2 to 8 more things than your general YouTuber, but I would suggest moving to DaVinci, just ease of use. I mean, as long as you don't got to get into Fusion. And then you're not going to like Fusion. So here we got our 5 candles in a row. Tell me you're in a bull market without telling me. That's 5 green weekly candles in a row. And now let's go back to July. Jeez, I'm doing this with one hand. That's why it's all kind of choppy. July 2021. Here she is. Oh, that's not good. Dust Peach, if you could. Okay, thank you, Wilbert. Thank you very much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. That was the last time, July 2021, 2.5 years ago. That's a lot. It's H. Slay Rex. Gotcha. H. Slay Rex. Last name Slay. Gotcha. So that was July 2021, where, was it a 65% gain? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Something like that. Yeah, 65, loosely. And then before that, if we were to see 6 candles in a row, the next record is in October 2020. Come on, Binance. You are the worst. Choppy on this computer. Choppy on this computer, just, there's no excuse for it because this is a powerful computer. So we got actually 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles in a row. That's the last one. So we're at 5. We're at the last record. If we get 6, we haven't beat. We're in between 5 and 7. This one's a 75% gain. I'm not going to measure that out because now I remember it from the video that I just spent 3 hours making. So that's how I came up with the 45K. If it makes people are wondering, it's just an historical fractal of the last pumps. So we're at 38% right now. This pump here, Dust Peach, if you will, all the way up there is 38%. So to get to one of the, if we split the difference to about 60%, we're going to take this to 45K, which is about 20% from here, which is no big deal. I mean, a 20% candle, are there any weekly 20% candles? Let's look into this. God, you're the worst, Binance. See, I would refresh it, but it may lose all these fancy lines here. Let's see what this candle was. 15%. So we did have a 15% candle. That was probably our biggest to date. Oh no. What's this guy? Check it out. 25%. So we have seen a 20% candle. So it's not a big deal. That's 25%. So to see that now, I mean, the only reason why it would be weird is that we're coming off such a huge run that I'd be surprised. But at the same time, you know, anything can happen. This is the most historically bullish month of any Bitcoin year. So why would it be a surprise to get that 6th candle in a row, which is also 20% pump? So who knows? Well, unfortunately, my friends, how did the piano like its bath? XRP A11Y. Yes, last week or last Saturday, there was a 2 minutes, 26 more, Dave Digital. Maybe it needs to see the studio. Get everyone. Oh, I see. There's no pump. I can't pump it without here. Okay, where's the pump? There's Matthew McConaughey. Pump it, Matty. Pump it, Matty. Someone was so drunk that they fell right into Kyle's piano. And Kyle takes it a little more seriously than I do when it comes to people bumping into the piano. I can just see it in his face. I'm more scared for people doing it to him than people doing it to me because I get it. They're drunk. But Kyle, you know, all you have to do is have a mic smashed in your face once. Not that Kyle has, but yeah, you're looking at, you know, I don't know, 5,000, 10,000 titanium dollars worth of 10 titanium rods to fix your teeth, right? So that's the massive fear about that happening. Anyway, someone fell right into his, and all I saw was the beer spray up. So now the thing about beer is that, or liquids, it can fall into your piano, and you'll still keep going. But the real damage comes when it starts to sink in and it starts to dry up on some of the electronics. And then all of a sudden you go to hit C. Doesn't work. You got to hit it harder. Holy shit. Yeah, we are pumping here. Looks like we're getting a nice little rebound here. That's the weekly. Too hard to see on the weekly. Whoa. Look at that hammer candle. Do we have a MC Hammer? Yeah, we do. Let's bring them up. That is a massive hammer candle. So look at that. We went all the way down to 36.6. We've almost ate up that whole wick. That's significant. People just chomping at the bit to get in. Retail is opened. Yeah, is retail even in here? I'm not sure. Here we are back into... I'm not convinced retail is back. Not enough people have been approaching me about questions about Bitcoin in the Gen Pop when I'm out at the squash club. So Friday was too funny. Don't put it in the tip jar. Don't put it in the tip jar. Don't put it in the tip jar. Yeah. I seem to be getting more salty. I don't want to get salty there because I want to enjoy myself. I don't want to get mad at people because it's not their fault. They've never been there. They don't know. Although I said it many times. I even put it in song, one might say. But they can't pick it out. That's just, maybe they're too drunk. But some woman got super mad at me too for not playing her song. Like, you don't get your song played when you want it just because you requested it. There is a certain line, a certain flow we have to follow. We can't just put in certain songs at any time. It has to come at us. And, American Pie, to be honest with you, it's not a song that, of all the classic songs, like the Sweet Carolines, Tiny Dancers, Piano Mans, I like playing all those. American Pie, not so much, because it's what I put into the category of beware of what you wish for. Because a lot of people love the chorus, bye, bye, Miss American Pie, but they fail to realize it's got 6 verses. And Kyle and I have worked it out. It's like, let's just, do 2 verses, chorus, slow it down, out. So we turn that 9-minute song into about 3 or 4 minutes. But sometimes 3 or 4 minutes is still a little bit too long for me. Well, it looks like Duke's getting the day off today. That's okay. He woke up a little bit late. His mom's home, so there's no rush up there. So have a great day, everybody. We'll tune in tomorrow. Hopefully she pumps more. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.
Make sure you like and subscribe.